I'm going to try to hurry up and get through this download before... Let me switch this. It's getting on my nerve. I'm going to try to get through this download before my handler gets back, okay? If this is your first time seeing me, yeah, I said handler. I have a handler, okay? I briefly went over that or talked about that in a few videos back, but maybe one day I'll get into a deeper story time or whatever about that. But this download I wanted to do before my handler comes back because it's about him. Okay, so this download I got yesterday. I took my walk, and usually when I take a walk, these downloads are extremely long. This one I am not going to write down on paper. Look how long that is. If I was to write this down on paper, it would be like 4 pages. Normally they're 2 pages. This would be like 4 pages. I'm not doing it. So bear with me while I read this from my journal app on my phone, okay? So yesterday was September 18th. Today is the 19th. Yesterday was September 18th, 2025, okay? On September 17th, 2025, I got a download where the animals and everything were acting erratically because the energy of death was over the land, okay? If you go back, you'll be able to find it. I believe it says on the thumbnail, it says, it's here, ... okay? That reading, that download, that message goes along with this, okay? So today is September 19th, 2025. This was yesterday. So the download that I did on the 17th, the message I delivered on the 17th was talking about this energy coming over the land of the spirit of death. And the animals basically and spirit basically told me to stay inside that day, right? Okay, yeah. So yesterday, I went for a walk because I did not get any energy telling me or anything telling me to stay in the house. So I went for my walk yesterday, okay? So this is what I noticed, the download I got during my walk. Now, towards the end of this download, some really creepy shit started to happen. So this is like a download message / story, okay? Bear with me. So I took off to start on my walk yesterday morning, and I noticed a whole lot of fucking honeybees again, okay? So someone was working hard at something, working hard at doing something, okay? Because honeybees, for me, are hard work. Confirmation burp, excuse me. So someone was working hard at doing something, okay? I looked down and I saw a paintbrush lying on the side of the street. Whoever this was working hard at painting you as the villain in their story, or as painting you to be as if you are for the streets, as if you are a hoe, etc. Okay. I saw a big rock. This person was a weight dragging you down. So this person that worked hard at painting you to be the bad guy or painting you out to be like some kind of whore or prostitute, etc. This person was a weight dragging you down. They were a burden in your life, okay? At 8:28, I looked across the street at the park and I saw a flock of geese. This person was a false twin flame, false soulmate. Geese mate for life. Also, the time 8:28 is a mirror number. This person was a false soulmate, false twin flame. Kind of like my handler, okay? But this situation is about to be finished because 8s, I've been in them so much lately, but 8s are a cycle, situation, or circumstance coming to an end, okay? The situation is about to be finished. This person worked in a flock of other false soulmates / twins. And your false twin and this group of other false twins worked hard also at keeping your true twin flame away from you, okay? So also your false twin, this false soulmate, this false twin, and your true twin flames false twin could have been working together in this group, okay? Take this only if it resonates. If you are not on a twin flame divine counterpart journey, this is not your fucking message. Have some common sense, okay? Now, the next thing I saw was a double drain. It was like almost like a raised manhole, but it was 2 of them right next to each other. So this false twin, like I said, was in a group of other false twins working hard at draining you and your true twin flame, true divine counterpart, true soulmate, whatever you call it. They were all working in a group together to work hard at draining you and your true twin flame, okay? I then saw caution lights and caution cones. These people, this group, this false twin and their minions or whatever, they were cautioned to stop. They were either told by God or my shoulder. They were either, there we go. They were either told by God or by someone in this group, etc., to stop whatever they were doing. And they did not. Okay. So as I kept walking, I got around the corner of the park and I started to smell death. It smelled like something was decaying by the church. Now, this corner where I turned, there's a church across the street right from this park. About 2 months ago, I got a download that church was not even an actual church. It was a cover. It was a front for a cult. In the 10 years I have lived in this house, I have only seen them have church at that church once. And the only other time I heard about anything happening at that church, my handler was telling me that they were giving away food. I wasn't going down there, okay? So I made this post about this church in the download I got about this church not being a real church. It was a front. It was a cover for a cult, for a coven, okay? A month later, after I fucking posted that post on Twitter, the church takes down the sign and they're clearing out the church. Strange. But anyways, as I got around by the park, like I said, I started to smell death. It was something decaying. Something was dead and decaying. And I smelled it by the church. So this false twin and this group of other false twins, they could have been in a secret church coven and they were doing death magic or ritual sacrifices and sacrificing dead animals or people to drain or harm you and your true twin. So they were doing spell work. They were doing magic. They were doing black magic, dark arts to keep you and your true twin flame apart. Okay? Then I looked up and I noticed that this horizon, the sky and everything was hazy, foggy. Okay? So these people were doing magic to confuse you and your true twin about each other. They wanted to keep you guys confused. They wanted to keep you guys from knowing or hearing your intuition about each other, okay? They wanted to make your intuition foggy. They wanted to make you guys question each other and be confused about each other, okay? Now, normally when I take walks, I see birds every fucking where, and birds are messengers, okay? This time, yesterday, I did not see hardly any birds. I barely saw any birds. So these people were blocking you and your twin's intuition so that you wouldn't get messages of clarity about each other. Okay? They were literally trying to keep you from your true twin because this false twin group and this false twin flame wanted to keep you. Okay? Now, as I continued to walk, I looked down and I saw an empty variety cheesecake tray. Okay? So these people, this group, this false twin, ran out of options to block you and your true twin from coming together. They ran out of options. They exhausted all their options. They ran out of variety, okay? Empty. They ran out of options. There's nothing that they could do further to block you and your true twin from knowing that you are true twin flames and coming together, okay? Now, I noticed a bunch of falling leaves, and I heard in my head, it seems that all the autumn leaves are falling. I feel like you're the only reason for it. When I looked up, it was 2:22, but I was still singing. Relationship, harmony, balance, okay? So this group is falling apart. They're out of balance. They're no longer in balance. They're no longer in harmony. They are falling the fuck apart. And you're the reason for it. You and your true twin are the reason for it, okay? This fall season could be significant. But these people, this group is also collapsing in the fall, okay? This fall. Today's the 19th. What day does fall start? Today or tomorrow? One of the two. This fall, okay? Now, I looked down at the time and I saw that the time was 8:37, and at the exact same time, my workout, because I record my walks as workouts, the workout timer said 11:30 8:37. So I was walking for 11 minutes and 37 seconds, but the time was 8:37 a.m., okay? You are on the right path after this false twin and this group tried to keep you from finding it, okay? They were trying to keep you from finding your path. 37, when I looked it up, the angel number 37 is you being on the right path for your soul purpose and your soul mission, okay? So this group, this false twin and this group of other false twins were trying to keep you from finding your path, your purpose. And your path and purpose has to do with your true twin that they were trying to keep you from, okay? Because you and your true twin have work to do together, all right? So as I continued to walk, I heard my path serpentine. If you don't know that song, it's by Ghost, and it's Darkness at the Heart of My Love. There's a darkness at the heart of my love that runs cold, runs deep. Okay, so these people, this false twin, this group, were very dark. They had dark hearts, and they were trying to keep you and your twin apart because they feel as if you belong with them. There's a darkness at the heart of their false love for you. It's not real love, okay? But like I said, the download was my path serpentine, okay? So serpent, snake. I also, before I got the serpent snake download, I walked past a house and I smelled like a mouse hole. I smelled mice. I smelled rats. It could have even been hamster, but I smelled that shit. They have a mouse infestation. Rats, mice, something, okay? And I smelled it. So this person, this false twin in this group, were trying to snake you and keep you off of your path. But they have been exposed or are being exposed. They're being ratted out. Their objective is being made known, okay? So the fact that they were trying to snake you and keep you and your true twin apart is being exposed. It's being found out. People know. Someone is told, okay? Even if it was just spirit, someone is told, okay? So as I continue to walk, you know those speed things on the side of the street that record a car's speed as they drive by? I looked up and I saw 22 miles per hour. 22, again, like I said up here somewhere, 22 is balance, harmony, relationships, okay? So there's something coming for you and your true twin. I then saw 4 sparrows take off and fly in front of me, okay? 4, protection. Then his eye is on the sparrow. 2, balance, harmony, relationships. And then the 4, this union between you and your true twin flame is protected. There's nothing that these people can do to stop you and your true twin from coming together because it's destiny, okay? I then saw a truck drive by that said extra, XTRA in red, extra, doing too much. This false twin and this group that they were working with are not protected because they went too far. They were doing too much against a divine union. That's not allowed, okay? So they are going to get karma for doing too much, for trying to come against you. They are not protected from this karma. They are not protected because what they did was a no-no, okay? You can't force love. I don't care what these fucking witches tell you about you can put a love spell on someone. Yeah, you can put a love spell on someone. But if that someone is destined to be in a divine union, destined by God to be in a union with a specific person, your fucking love spells don't mean shit. Your fucking love spells will not stay. They will not work. Eventually, that person will be with their divine counterpart. And you're going to get karma for trying to fucking stop a divine union, regardless of what the fuck you think. And if you're wondering, when I started my spiritual journey, I started as a witch. I thought I was a witch. I'm not a fucking witch. I'm a goddess. I'm a god. I'm a goddess. So I'm telling you now, if you think the fucking love spells will keep who the fuck you want with you, it only works on people that don't have a divine union, a union destined by God, an ordained union. If the person you are putting love spells on is ordained to be in a divine union, a twin flame, a divine counterpart, you'll lose them. You will lose them. Your spells will fail to work and you will lose them. And everything you did will backfire on your ass. Know that. Okay. So I continue on. and I saw a lemonade bottle on the ground. Sour. This plan of these false twins went sour. Their plans went sour, and this false twin is sour as fuck about it. Okay? And mind you, like I said, they were doing spell work and magic and sacrificing and all kinds of things. They were doing love spells and shit and death spells and all kinds of other shit. They're pissed off that their bullshit did not work because this is a divine union. It is destined, ordained by God, and it's always been. In every lifetime, you and your twin are meant to come together. So, surprise, motherfucker, your spells aren't going to do shit for a divine union. They're just not. And once you can elevate beyond that conjuring shit, you'll understand that, okay? Because believe me, there's a level beyond that conjuring shit. Believe me. Some of us don't have to conjure a damn thing. So the next thing I saw, I happened to be walking, so I looked down, I saw a fortune cookie fortune on the ground. I'm like, what are the odds of this? A fortune cookie fortune, okay. So I picked it up, and it said, joy will be a source of motivation for you. When you and your true twin flame come together, the happiness and the joy and the peace and harmony between you two will motivate you to, will boost your creativity. Like you and your twin are going to elevate, ascend, grow even further together once you come together because of the joy that you two will bring to each other. Also, it's destiny. You're fated to be together. You guys are two halves of the same soul. Of course you're going to motivate each other. You're both on the same vibration. You're both high-vibing beings, okay? Then I read the lucky numbers. So these numbers could resonate with you. 31, 44, 44. Now remember the 4 sparrows, 44 protection. Like I said, you're protected. 33 of the arrival of good news. 12, 50, and the number 40, okay? So again, like I said, protection. Also, you're about to come into great fortune. You and your twin together, there's divine inheritance. There's great fortune. This joy that motivates you to is going to motivate you to your fortune, okay? Generational wealth, all right? Divine inheritance, all right? All right, so then I continued to walk and I smelled trash. I smelled garbage. The trash is being taken out. The garbage is being disposed of. And the garbage and the trash is this false twin flame and the false twin flame group or coven or whatever the fuck this was that they worked with. They're all being exposed and disposed of, okay? Now, as I continued to walk, a car passed by me, and I thought it was a very interesting color car. This car color was teal, and it was like the color of this on this car right here, which is a very interesting color for a car, okay? So it caught my attention. The teal car, when I looked up what teal means in spirituality, it's spiritual growth and tranquility. You and your twin are about to have peace, tranquility, harmony, and balance. Your life is about to be calm after all of this fucking spell work, bullshit attacks, and everything, okay? And you and your twin will be able to focus more on your spiritual journey together, okay? Then, as I was in the store, walking through the store, a lady passed by me. She had on sunflower tights, and she had sunflowers on the lapel of her shirt. Now, sunflowers reminds me of Oshun, okay? Which Oshun is the Yoruba deity of love and prosperity, beauty, etc., okay? Now, this was actually interesting because before I left yesterday to go on my walk, I got a download about Oshun and Ogun. I heard Oshun and Ogun. Now, for context, Oshun, like I said, is the Yoruba Orisha of love, prosperity, beauty, etc. And Ogun is the Yoruba Orisha for iron, war, tech. Oshun is feminine. Ogun is masculine, okay? So, the story about Oshun and Ogun, Oshun basically seduced Ogun to come out of isolation. Ogun went into isolation, and because he's the god of tech, everything that was technological stopped working because he wasn't there to make sure it kept working. So everyone tried to get him to come out. He would not come out. He refused. But Oshun seduced Ogun into coming out of hiding and isolation by dancing in yellow and luring him in with her honey pot. Honey pot. Okay? So also yellow gives me solar plexus, which is confidence and power. Okay? So you and your counterpart, your true twin flame, somehow, some kind of way, you may have or will lure your counterpart out of isolation. Okay? So that's just what I'm getting, because they're connected some kind of way. Okay? Take it how it resonates. Now, when I went into the store, I bought my stuff, I checked out, I got my receipt. The total that I looked to see how much was left on my card was $28.88. 888. Now, it was 8:58 a.m. when I noticed this. So like I said, again with the eights, a situation, circumstance is ending, and the circumstance and situation that is ending is this mess that this false twin and this group of fucking twins or witches or whatever the fuck it was caused, okay? Also, 888, financial abundance. And I already fucking said, you and your twin flame, your true twin flame, are about to come into fortune together, okay? Financial abundance, generational wealth, your fucking divine inheritance, okay? So as I was walking back home, I noticed a car backed out of a driveway, but then pulled right back in and then just sat there. So this false twin in this group, for a time, they actually stopped attacking you and your false twin out of fear. Something happened that scared the fuck out of them, and they stopped attacking you for a while. But that didn't last long. They started right back again, attacking you and your true twin all over again, okay? But then, in the same area where I saw this car, I looked down and I saw Lego, Lego, painted on the ground. Like, you know how the road workers put words and shit on the ground to know where they're working? It was like, it was that, but it was Lego in all caps. So this false twin, this group, this coven, whatever, they couldn't let go of trying to keep you or your twin stagnant, even though they were shown and told not to continue, even though they were shown that it would end bad for them. They could not resist. They stopped out of fear, and then they let that fucking demon take over them again, and then they continued, okay? Now, we're almost done, guys. As I was walking, I looked down at my watch to see how far and how long I've been working out, walking, and the fucking elevation, because I have the elevation to tell me how, the elevation of where I'm walking, okay? When I looked down, the elevation said 88 feet elevation gained and 1,088 feet elevated. Again with the eights. I've already told you 2 times what 8 means, maybe 3 times. So you know what it is by now, right? This group, this false twin, they're done. There is nothing else that they can do to you or your true twin flame to stop this divine union from occurring. Cycle, situation, circumstance coming to an end. There is nothing more that these people can do to stop you and your true twin flame from coming together, okay? Now, as I continued to walk, I heard one single solitary church bell. It was not the top of the hour. It was, and if it was the top of the hour, it was not 1 o'clock. So why did I hear one single solitary church bell, confirmation burp, on a Thursday? I don't know. Thursday could be significant. But the one church bell ringing was giving me removing negativity, because you ring bells and make bell sounds and all that shit to remove and release negativity, okay? But also the one bell was giving me funeral bell. This false twin or this group, this coven, are about to be ended and removed. Now, I don't know if it's going to be literal death, but it's whatever this is, they're going to be removed. They're going to be ended, okay? Right after I heard the one church bell, I looked down on the ground. I saw a black sweater right next to where I walked. Okay. Someone will be attending a funeral soon. So for some of these people, it's going to be an actual funeral. Some of these people have to be ended that way for them to stop, because they will not stop. So for someone, it's going to be a funeral soon. Okay. So then this is the part that turns into kind of like a story. As I got ready to cross the street, I was walking up the street. I looked at, saw the sweater. I heard a car pulling up behind me. Okay. The car was way down at the end of the block. I was damn near to the other end of the block. When this car came up the street, I literally heard and felt the energy of someone saying, or wondering, is that her? Like, I heard the words, is that her? I felt the energy, is that her? From this car. So I was like, okay. And I continued to walk. The car pulled up next to me to turn. And when the car pulled up next to me to turn, I waited to cross the street because that's where I was turning. The car did not immediately turn. So I turned to look at the driver to see and like give them this, like, you can turn, like, but when I looked into the car, the driver was looking at their phone. Okay. So when I saw the driver looked at me and then looked at their phone. When I saw them look down at their phone, I decided to go ahead and just cross the street. Okay. Now, when I crossed the street, I started crossing the street, I heard, it's Jocelyn, or just Jocelyn. My real name is Jocelyn. Now, this driver, their windows were completely up. They were not talking on the phone, on speakerphone or anything like that. I should not have been able to hear shit. I telepathically heard this person wondering if it was me, or asking someone on the phone, is it me? Or the person on the phone asking this person, is it her? As I crossed the street, I telepathically heard this person in this car tell the person they were talking to on the phone, it's Jocelyn, or just Jocelyn, me, okay? So this false twin and the group that they worked with are watching and stalking you and your true twin flame, okay? They are. They are, because they're watching and stalking me, okay? At 9:13, now right after this car turned the corner, went up the street, and I crossed and went on about my way, at 9:13, which is damn near immediately right after this happened, okay, another car pulls up behind me and pulls up next to me. I hear, excuse me, ma'am. So I stop and I turn to see who is asking for my attention in this car, and it's a man and a woman, okay? The woman in the passenger seat didn't say anything. The man did all the talking. When the car pulled up, this man held up 2 sub sandwiches and said, would you be interested in buying 2 Sheetz subs for $10? Why the fuck? Okay. So I told him, no, I don't have actual money. I'm sorry. He goes, I accept Cashapp too, and laughs as he pulls off. Now, when this man offered me these subs, I literally heard spirits say that they were poisoned or cursed. I wasn't going to buy them anyway, but they were poisoned. They were cursed. So the person that turned the corner that I heard talking on the phone telepathically could have been talking to these people, okay? But these people, this group, they keep trying everything they can and sending people in to try to trick you and your true twin. They could have been, or could have even been, trying to poison you both. Okay? Take that how it resonates. Now, the lady that was in the car with this man, in the passenger seat, she was, I hope nobody's offended by this word. I just use this word because it's easy. Snaggletooth. Now, I do not have a problem with people that have missing teeth. My dad was snaggletooth as fuck, okay? But I had a dream a few months ago about 3 witches. It was a male witch and 2 feminine witches. And they were making fun of someone in the dream. And I remember walking up in the dream, and they were making fun of someone for working out or something like that. And I remember walking up in the dream, and I showed them my abs, like, what, bitch? I didn't say that, but that was the energy. Like, I pulled up my shirt and showed them my abs, like, what, bitch? And they turned to walk away. And the third witch, as they were walking away, turned to, like, smile at me. And the motherfucker witch in the dream was Snaggletooth. So I've been cautious of people with snaggled teeth. I'm sorry. Like, that was a warning, okay? So the woman in the passenger seat of this car with the man that offered me the subs for $10, she was snaggletooth, okay? So it's 3 people in total that tried this against you and your true twin flame. It's the false twin and 2 others. And this was on either both you and your true twin side or one or the other, okay? But there were 3 people in total working against you and your true twin to keep you 2 apart. But they are about to be finished, done, removed, ended. And there's nothing else that they can do to stop you and your true twin flame from coming together. Nothing. This is destined by God, a divine union. Nothing else. So, I'm going to close this here. There's nothing more. That was the end of the download. That was the end of this message. Take it only and how it resonates. Again, if you are not on the twin flame, divine counterpart journey, this ain't for you. Okay? But that is all I have. I'm going to close this here, and I will see you in the next one.